Hello everybody, Ian Robson. Welcome back to episode of Farming Simulator 2019. Today we're doing the loading of the wool. We have a little bit of excess wool we need to get rid of here. Make a little bit of extra cash. Our bed count's not too bad right now. What are we at here? $363,000. It's not too bad. So let's go ahead and sell some of this wool. I got my track IR going on today, so this is going to be a little bit interesting. And as you can see here, we got in the skid steer. Just gonna go ahead and load these up. In real life, picking up anything on a skid in the skid steer is pretty easy. The hard part is like when you get it up to here and you need to see where you're going. That's where it gets a bit more difficult. I remember last year when I was loading, I was processing some inventory that we had, and we had a giant. They had giant skids, and they were so big that I just couldn't see out of the. I couldn't see on the other side of the skid steer. The skid steer can move it no problem. I just couldn't see past it. So it was kind of an interesting exercise in how much confidence you had in moving it. We don't normally use a skid steer to move skids around, just because its visibility is an issue, especially if you have some bigger skids. And we do get all sizes of skids at work, so. Stuff like this is not too bad, but when you get to some of the bigger stuff, where you kind of see past it, that's where the wheel loader comes into play, which is nice. Also, it's very odd maneuvering a skid steer with a steering wheel. It's kind of funny actually, because you're steering it the way you normally would steer something, but it doesn't actually work like that in real life at all. There we go. Let's put that down there. I find the pallets like stick a lot to the pallet forks. Like, that should be just falling off, but it's kind of not. So, anyways. Alright, what's next here? Let's grab this one here. Apparently we had a full load of wool pallets. Where am I here? Let's grab this one right here. Apparently we're underneath that. That's bizarre. There we go. Let's grab that one, and we got 3 more that can go on there, because roughly I can take about 5 on this trailer fairly easily, I've discovered. I could probably do 6 if I really wanted to push it, but 5 seems to be like the magic number where it's not so crazy. And I don't know how, but apparently I'm getting in between the I guess the rails in the bottom of those pallets somehow. Alright, let's grab one of these ones over here. Also, loading with the skid steer is really nice for maneuverability. Because if you get into a tight spot, skid steer is always the way to go. And it's funny, they just stick to the pallet fork sometimes, like just like that. And other times, like to try and get this off now. Like, it's silly what you have to do sometimes. There we go. Let's just nudge it this way. I don't know. It's kind of funny, but on the same hand, you're like, what? How is that even doing that? Yeah, see, like it's stuck there now. So if we go to the outside view, you can see how precariously it is perched on that pallet fork, but it doesn't seem to matter to this to the engine at all, so to speak. Go. Let's grab that last full pallet worth over there. We'll sell those up. You can do it inside and outside pretty easily. I think sometimes it's probably easier loading from the outside until you get like right close up to it, like right here, and you're like, okay, I need to see where I'm going here. There we go. It's funny, I don't know if you saw that or not. Did you see the pallet just, slide all the way back? That happens in real life, but in this game it doesn't seem to happen consistently when you'd expect it to happen. Just all over the place. There we go. See? Other times you'd be trying to place it down and it won't slide off at all. There we go. Not the neatest way to load it, but I guess in Farm Sim it'll definitely make no difference. Just buckle it down, turn the skid steer off here. There we go. And let's head over to the spinnery here. There we go. Farms have expanded. Mine hasn't expanded at all yet. I'm still trying to save up some money to get another plot of land. But Country Gaming has expanded her territory a little bit. She's got 6, 12, 13, and 9 now. And Spud just picked up 11 not too long ago, it looks like, which is good. Oh, nope. It's funny, I forgot to take off that dead zone. I don't know why it resets constantly. It feels like, I guess it's when there's a big, like a large game update, I guess it resets. So then you have to go back and reset your dead zone to 0. Otherwise the default appears to be 14%. So I can like move my steering wheel like 10 degrees in either direction and then it doesn't really do anything. It's kind of bizarre actually, when you think about it. Alright. Now the one odd thing about selling wool I found too is like normally when you go to sell it, it would just automatically all sell at the same time. But on the default map here, it seems like the actual sell trigger is smaller. No, it's weird because sometimes it'll sell when it's like up high, but other times it won't sell at all, like on the trailer. It's strange. So it's like the actual hitbox itself is what I'm trying to say. Seems like it's not necessarily not as big as it could be. Maybe is the best way I could say it. All right, here we are at the spinnery here. We have a forklift here in case it needs be. Let's go ahead and sell some of this wool. Yeah, so you see sometimes right here it'll sell no problem. But see, other times you'll have problems with it trying to sell. So like, I don't understand why the last little bit there won't sell now. There it goes. So like I'm in the area, but it won't sell it until, I don't know, there seems to be some sort of, like I feel like the area on the end over here has like a bigger hitbox. It's really bizarre. See what I mean? Like this, technically this bale should be selling really easily. But it's right there in the area, but no. Sometimes you have, for the last bale, sometimes you have to like get out of the tractor and, man, the turn radius on this thing is terrible. You have to get out of the tractor and go get the forklift. There we go. Yeah, see? Like right now. But I've had situations where I've picked up the pallet with the forklift, and in the air above the trailer it's sold. Go figure, eh? Alright. This is what you do in real life. Sometimes. You duck down or go above it. There we go. See? How bizarre is that? Like that makes no sense to me at all. Like, why is it all of a sudden going to sell it when it's above the trailer? Like, I don't know where the hitbox actually is here. I don't know if I can. You can't really see it. Let me move this out of the way, then maybe it'll be easier to see it. Alright, let's take a look here. Yeah, it doesn't show us anything there. So see how small the hitbox is down here? How low it is to the ground? But then why did it sell when it was up there? That part doesn't make any sense to me. Like, anyways. Video games sometimes, eh? Alright, there's that. There we go. Head back to the farm here. How much money do we make off that? 380 looks like we're at? No, it can't be that much. Let's see, yeah, 368. So I made like $5,000 from that maybe. Don't need something like that. I guess our next big purchase is actually, there's an interesting little piece of information with the 7R versus the 6R series. Like 6230, 6250, or it's a 7250. Do they have a 6R, 6M? 6R, 6230, 6250. So I don't know if a 6230 and a 6250 are new or like old in Europe. I don't know. If you live in Europe and you've heard of those models before this game, let me know, because they're just releasing those two models in Canada, I believe. They're coming up soon. Don't know if you'll be able to get them for 2019, but I suspect, well, there'll probably be a few around, I imagine, but they're bringing them over to Canada, I guess, because I suspect they were probably in Europe for a while with front PTOs and all that jazz. It's usually the way it works. But this tractor, she's a slow one. And the turn radius is abysmal. Especially in tight areas like that. You think you'd be able to turn around nice and easily? No. Not at all. Although it's cheap horsepower. Like 150 horsepower in real life is quite a lot. Wow. It's for most farms, I guess for medium-sized farms it's a lot. Could be considered a lot. Well, maybe for small farms. I guess because once you get to the big farms you need a bit bigger equipment. Alright, good. Slow and steady wins the race back to the farm with this one. Slow and steady. So, drop this off back at the sheep area, and then we might have some time. What time is it here? I think we'll call it there for the time being then, folks. Just look at the time, because I may have to scrape off my car from a layer of ice that was dropped the other day. Always fun. So that's it for me for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed. My name's Iain Robson. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more FS19. I'll catch you guys later.